Virtually every single man and woman do not know how to choose who they want to marry. I'm sure you've had a lot of people say, and God told me, and God showed me who to marry. Fallacies and lies. God doesn't choose who you want to marry for you, not after He created us and told us that we're in the business of choosing for ourselves everything that we need and want. All He does is to listen to what we choose and help us attain what we have chosen. But then either you believe God chooses for one or not, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, you still have to choose. God is not going to come in here and live with your spouse for you or with you. You have to do the living with. So today I'm going to tell you the best ways you can choose your partner, especially for marriage. You might be saying, what if they pretend? What if? All of these will be laid to rest as soon as you see these 7 ways that I'm going to show to you now that you can implement immediately. But these will also help you in bulletproofing your marriage, so you will not only have success in choosing, but also have success in the marriage. You already know the rate of divorce all over the world. It's alarming how many people are getting married and are getting divorced. But I tell you that these 7 points will do everything you ever desire. The number 1 is for you to choose a partner that has a source of income. Now listen to this. I'm not saying a partner that makes a lot of money. I'm not saying a partner that makes millions of naira. I am saying a partner that has a source of income. And this is the catch here. Most people will say, but I'm trying my best. If you cannot figure out how to make money, no matter how small it is, then you can't figure out how to run a home. Then you can't figure out how to run a woman. And you cannot give your man a peace of mind if you don't have access to how to make money. As a woman, you should be able to make pennies, even worst case scenario. As a man, you should be able to make some thousands, let's say worst case scenario. So when a man is all by himself and saying, I'm just looking for a job, I don't have something to do now, even if he has a job, whose guarantee is it that he will be able to keep the job forever? That means once you lose that job again, you are back to square one. And we already know people might look for a job today, get a job tomorrow, and lose the job next tomorrow. Are you saying that in marriage your life is going to be bala blue? Are you saying your life is going to go up and down? Don't choose a partner who cannot take responsibility of trying to figure out what to do in life. It doesn't have to be the biggest, but they need to know how to start. They need to know how to process. That is the number 1 thing you should look for in a partner. And I'm saying this as well to both male and female, because if you are male and you want to choose a female who has not figured out how to make an income, they will be what we call liability to you. And not only that, they will not be able to advise you correctly on your finance. And guess what? In marriages, women tends to take the advantage of you because they want to make the decisions, especially financial decisions. Oh, are we going to stay in a room apartment or a 2-bedroom flat or a 3-bedroom flat? Are we living in choice area of the state, or we want to live in a local area first, so we build our finance up? The woman will tell you, let's go to the choice place, because she has never figured out how money is being made. She thinks it's going to be easy, and then she pressures you to doing whatever she wants, and now you are married, and then you are in chaos. So marry a woman who had figured out her own finance. It doesn't have to be huge. Marry a man who already knows how to figure out finance, not the one looking for a job alone. But you see, this would not make any sense if my number 2 is not implemented. You need to marry a partner that follows a higher superior authority. I'm not saying mentors. I'm saying spiritual authority. You see, when a man operates in isolation and operates with his wisdom, how many things do you think he knows? How brilliant do you think you are as a woman that you think you don't need higher powers to see you through? Everybody was created. We never knew where we were coming from. Something generated you in the beginning. And we know in the real world, nothing just generates anything by itself. So you didn't create yourself. Apparently, you did not breathe by yourself. Till now, even when you are asleep, you don't know what wakes you up in the morning. That means all this knowledge you claim you have is not as good as it might look. So what is the solution to this? If you marry such a kind of man, when everything is going rosy, yes, he's going to claim that he knows what he's doing. How about when something just go bad? That is when you need the succor of that superior authority. Like I always say, everybody is a professor when they are making money. Everybody knows what they're doing when everything is rosy. until something turns out. That's when we know the real stuff you're made of. Oh, great men are not groomed when there is plenty. It's during war, it's during pain. That's when we know who great men and women are. So don't marry anyone who is not following God, who is not following the devil. He says, I'm just a free thinker. That's the worst place you can ever be. Free thinkers are going to pedal under stress once they cannot figure things out, which I can tell you will happen like 100 times in a lifetime. So only pick someone who you know that in case there is a quarrel, in case there is a disagreement, you can always turn back to that their superior authority, either it is God or devil or whatever he worships, and that is who you report him to, so he's going to listen. Otherwise, there is nobody's going to listen to. And don't forget, if you think he's listening to his uncles or his father, maybe now that he's still young, by the time he becomes the odogu, becomes the wealthiest person in the house that supports them, they won't be able to control him or even correct him. They're going to keep quiet, and whatever he says is going to be fine. So who do you report him to? That's why it's important that he has or she has a superior God that she follows or he follows. But let me tell you, this has like a little bit of an aligning, because a lot of people will follow God or follow the spiritual leader, but they are not doing the third one, which means you have to stay away from them even if they are following, is to plan and activate that plan on an immediate. You know, a lot of people are going to say something like, oh, I have a plan, I'm going to be like Dangote in the next 5 years, I'm going to be this. And then in the morning, he wakes up and goes to where they are watching football or where they are talking about football, or sleep at home and call his friends to come and give him food. Like, how do you plan to be Dangote and you sleep afterwards with the claim that you have not gotten a job, with the claim that, I wish somebody helps me? That is complete garbage. You need to only marry people who back their words with actions. There is no excuses. Successful people don't give excuses. And I tell you, guaranteed, we look for ways to make things happen no matter how difficult. That is the third signal that you need to look out for in a man or woman you want to marry. But these are the things that are like self-suited that they have to do. How about what they show to you to show? Because let me tell you, not every rich man can actually bless you. There are lots of rich uncles that give you nothing. They are very wealthy, but they are not going to be of blessings to you. So now, if you marry somebody who has plans and follows, who loves God and does all of these things, how do you benefit from it? It will be very sad for you to have a rich husband and you gain nothing and you're looking as if you're a slave in the house. So what do you look out for? My point number 4, does he really have interest in you? Does he care about what you care about? Does he hate what you hate, or he loves what you hate and then he hates what you love? If that is the case, don't even bother. Even if he's going to be successful, you are going to be in pain all your life in that marriage, because things you love, he will never dance towards it. Things you want, he will never do it. So look at what he wants once you are conversing with them. And that is the point I tell you, that sexuality should be something that comes later in a relationship. Don't put sex first. Otherwise, if you see yourself 10 times, you're going to sleep with yourself 9.5 times, and you will lose the whole essence of what you should be conversing with, what you should be discussing, that will bring you into the success and signals that you need. If a man is not interested in your things, if he's not interested in your belief, if he's not interested in your ideas, if he's not interested in what you want, please stay away from that man. Even if he's successful, even if he claims he loves you, he won't be there for you for long, especially when you are married. And this takes me to my number 5. Please listen to this. Number 5 is for you to marry somebody that will allow you to grow. You see, there are a lot of women, let me start from the women, who will tell you, oh, you can't go to work at this time, you're working too much, what are you looking for? We already have what we need. If you do that, and a woman who also wants you to just spend money on her, she'll just tell you, please bring money, oh, let's go out every day. If you say you are going to the club every single day, she's there to go with you. She's happy to go with you every single day. Once you are splashing money and you're going for shopping, she won't even ask you where you're getting money from. She just wants to enjoy life with you. Those kind of people, don't even go near them for marriage. They are going to destroy anything you're trying to build. But that is from the woman to the man. How about from the man to the woman? When all a man wants is your body and doesn't care about what you do as growth metrics, run away from that as well. You know why? Even if you say, I want to go to school, he says, no, instead of going to school, you should start bearing children. You say, okay, I want to open a shop. He says, no, you don't know much, don't stress yourself, sit at home. You say, you want to do this, and no, there is no growth metrics. It's not encouraging you to read books. It's not encouraging you to open anything. Not encouraging. All you just do is just say, just enjoy me as my wife, sit at home and do nothing. Those kind of men are not good for you. Because at the end of the day, you will use jealousy to destroy what they are doing. You yourself are going to be a shadow of yourself. And even if you ask them and you're comfortable with that, what happens when you have quarrels and he's angry and he's leaving the house and he's not giving anything? That means you have nothing to hold on to. So only follow a man that is going to allow you to grow, either in business, in spirituality, in career. A man that will allow you grow will be one of the best men on earth for you. But I tell you, the last two on my list, they are unbelievable. And you yourself might not even want to agree with this. Marry a man who has a high degree of pain threshold. As men, we bear everything. From the society, we bear the rules there. We bear the pain in the house. Even in the place of work, we do all the things. Look, the world is the world of men, basically, because we are the labor here on earth. And we can tell by what the Bible says about when he created Adam to go in and start working. Nobody gave that to the women. We understand that. But if you marry a man who chickens out under pressure and stress usually appear on them very fast, you are not going to enjoy that marriage. Because when you expect a man to be strong and he's crying, what do you say to that as a woman? How do you behave around somebody who is a weakling? Marry a man. Take after a man that has a high degree of pain threshold. Marry a woman who can cope under stress. Some women, when they give birth to one child, everything just collapses. And then you see some women at 50, they're still looking at it. Of course, you don't want to marry a woman that collapses. You don't want a woman that will use emotional drain to destroy your life as a man. That's why you have to marry someone who has enough strength to cope with pressure, who has enough strength to cope with stress of life. The world is not going to come to you easy. You have to rise above the stress of the world to achieve what you want. So it's really important you look into that. And my number 7, the Gen Zs of this world will not agree with these. Stop looking for sex in partners. Stop looking at outward appearances in partners. I have not seen a 90-year-old man or a 70-year-old man, even a 50-year-old man, looking like a 24, 25-year-old man. I tell you that age will let your beauty wither, either for male or female. Once it withers, that is the point that this love you are claiming comes to real test. Look for a decent, average person that can complement your own beauty, not to go AY and you're looking for, let me put this in perspective. Some people are number 4 out of 10 in terms of beauty. Some are number 6 out of 10. God made us that way. Some are number 8. Some are 10 out of 10. Now you have to face the reality yourself. Don't say, I love myself and I'm the best in the world. Yes, you can be the best in the world, but not this physical appearance we are looking at. You're going to look at yourself critically and say, okay, I'm number 6 out of 10. That's where my beauty lies. That's where my body structure lies. Once you want to get married, don't go and start looking for somebody in number 8 or number 10. Their beauty and the way they move and their swag and their awesomeness will destroy all the trust you have in this love and probably destroy the marriage if you marry them. I know everybody wants a very beautiful and handsome partner, but that is not meant for you. Basically, you have to stay in your league. So if you are number 6, marry number 7. If you are number 7, marry 8 or marry 5. It's just around the same corner. But don't be number 4 and then you go and marry number 8. You're going to be destroyed. And if you're a male, number 4, don't marry number 8. If it's the same process, just marry somebody around the league of how you appear. So there will be no intimidation on both parties. Then you discover that all these, I want to sleep with you, I want to sleep with you, avoiding all the other basic things you should be forming in a relationship will become a thing that is controlled. Because once you start sleeping with yourselves, everything you're supposed to plan and control and do, and you won't plan anything. So now you're in marriage where you can't turn back, and then you discover your husband is a foolish man. And then you start saying, oh, how did I get there? You're going to destroy the marriage. That's why when you're in a relationship, don't give in to sex, give in to the conversations, give in to the plans, give in to all of these juicy things. And you will discover who he is so that you can run if he's not going to be the best man for you. And for women, please don't think your age is counting and you marry what? If you marry what? You see that age that's counting will count again because it's still not going to stop. The best thing is you be the best version of yourself. Position yourself in greatness so that you can get the best of the man, and you proceed by having enormous value, because everybody that tastes honey, they usually swallow it. Nobody spits it out because it's sweet. So if men are picking up on you and leaving you around, that means there's something probably wrong somewhere. But I tell you, how do you position yourself to have enormous value that even married men, single men, everybody that sees you want to marry you, not wanting to have sex with you? That process is what I discussed in this video. And the video is popping out now. Click on this video to learn everything. Are you ready for the experience? Let's go.